it's me Louise, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a mini biography on one of the many people I talk about on my channel. I did one mini biography a few months back on Judith Barcy, and you can watch that, that'll be in the description. But today's episode will be on Linda McCartney.
Linda Louise McCartney, Lady McCartney née Eastman, formerly c. September 24, 1941, April 17, 1998, was an American photographer, musician, animal rights activist, and entrepreneur. She was best known as the first wife of Paul McCartney of the Beatles and for her photographs of celebrities and contemporary musicians. Her photos were published in the book Linda McCartney 60s, Portrait of an Era in 1992. Linda married Paul in March 1969 at Marylebone Town Hall, London, and thereafter went to St. John's Wood Church for a blessing. Her daughter, Heather Louise, from her marriage to Melville C., was adopted by her new husband. Together, the McCartneys had 3 other children of their own: Mary, Stella, and James. After the breakup of the Beatles in 1970, Paul and Linda recorded the album Ram and formed the band Wings in 1971. She continued to be part of her husband's touring band following Wings' breakup in 1981 up until the New World Tour in 1993. Linda became an animal rights activist and wrote and published several vegetarian cookbooks. She also founded the Linda McCartney Foods Company with her husband. In 1995 she was diagnosed with breast cancer, and she died from the disease in 1998 at the age of 56. Linda McCartney was born Linda Louise Eastman, the second of 4 children, in affluent Scarsdale in Westchester County, New York. She had one older brother, John, and 2 younger sisters, Laura and Louise Jr. Her father, Leopold Vail Epstein, was born in 1910 to Russian Jewish immigrants, Louis and Stella Epstein. His sister Rose Frisch became a noted scientist who worked on issues of women's fertility and population studies. He later changed his name to Lee Eastman. He practiced entertainment law in New York for well-known clients, including bandleader Tommy Dorsey, songwriters Harold Arlen and Jack Lawrence, and fine artists such as Willem de Kooning and Mark Rothko. At Eastman's request, Lawrence wrote the song Linda when Eastman's daughter was 4. The song was recorded by Buddy Clark in 1947 and went to number 1 on the charts. Many girls born in the United States were named Linda in those years. The song was recorded again in 1963 by duo Jan and Dean McCartney's mother, Louise Sarah Eastman née Lindner, was from a German Jewish family. Her father was Max J. Lindner, founder of the Lindner Company clothing store in Cleveland, Ohio. Eastman graduated from Scarsdale High School in 1959. She then attended the Vermont College of Fine Arts, where she received an Associate of Arts degree in 1961. Her brother John, who studied law like their father, later became Paul McCartney's attorney and manager. Linda preferred nature and animals. After graduating from Vermont College, she attended the University of Arizona and majored in fine arts. While Linda was studying at the University of Arizona, her mother was killed in the 1962 crash of American Airlines Flight 1 in Jamaica Bay, Queens, New York. Because of her mother's death, Linda grew to hate traveling by air. In Arizona, she took up nature photography as a hobby. Linda married Melville C. after her mother died in 1962. The couple had a daughter, Heather, in December 1962. Her mother had bequeathed Linda money to live on, along with a number of valuable paintings. The couple divorced in 1965, and Linda resumed using her maiden name. She became a receptionist and editorial assistant for Town and Country magazine. In 1965 she became romantically involved with David Dalton, a professional photographer. She studied the way he worked during photo shoots, learning how he set up shots and managed lighting and composition. When she began to do more of her own shoots, such as with music groups, he said he was astonished at how easily she was able to take control of unruly or uncooperative musicians. She could get her subjects to do exactly what she wanted without much fuss. Dalton said that shooting rock groups was a bloody pain in the neck. But with the lovely Linda, all this changed. Now their eyes were pinned on her. Dalton was also impressed by the intelligence of Eastman's daughter. Linda and I would get high and Heather would say the most amazing things. I'd think, this is Andre Breton at 6 years old. He added that he found Linda's relationship with Heather a very charming aspect of her life with this wonderful child. On one occasion, when the magazine received an invitation to photograph the Rolling Stones during a record promotion party on a yacht, Eastman immediately volunteered to represent the publication as its photographer. The photo shoot marked a turning point in her life. I was the only photographer they allowed on the yacht. I just kept clicking away with the camera, and they enjoyed it and I enjoyed it, and suddenly I found that taking pictures was a great way to live and a great way to work. Linda's father was not impressed with her goal of becoming a photographer on her own. He wanted her to undertake formal training with a professional photographer. Well, I never had the patience for that, she said. I had to trust my feelings. But she studied the photography of horses at college in Arizona under Hazel Larson Archer and became an avid nature hobbyist, using a high-quality Leica camera. A few months after her Rolling Stones shoot, she was allowed backstage at Shea Stadium, where the Beatles performed. After the Beatles broke up in 1970, Paul taught Linda to play keyboards and recorded an album with her. Then soon after, couple formed the band Paul McCartney and Wings. They garnered several Grammy Awards, becoming one of the most successful British bands of the 1970s, but had to endure jibes about Linda's singing. She later said that criticisms that she sang out of tune in Wings' early days were true. In 1977, the reggae-inspired single Seaside Woman was released by an obscure band called Susie and the Red Stripes on Epic Records in the United States. Susie and the Red Stripes were Wings, with Linda, who wrote the song, on lead vocals. The song, recorded by Wings in 1972, was written in response to allegations from Paul's publisher that Linda's co-writing credits were inauthentic and that she was not a real songwriter. In 1971, Northern Songs and Macklin Music filed a lawsuit alleging that Paul McCartney had violated an exclusive rights agreement by collaborating with Linda on the song Another Day, which had the effect of transferring a 50% share of the publishing royalties to his own McCartney Music Company. The lawsuit was amicably settled, according to an ADV spokesman. In June 1972, the McCartneys shared an Oscar nomination for the song Live and Let Die. They were photographed together at the event in April 1974. Linda's album Wide Prairie, which included Seaside Woman, was released posthumously in 1998. Along with 8 other British composers, Paul contributed to the choral album A Garland for Linda, and he dedicated his classical album Ecce Carmium, 1999, to Linda. Paul McCartney was attracted to Linda for a number of reasons, which he explained later. I liked her as a woman. She was good-looking with a good figure, so physically I was attracted to her. McCartney also liked her sense of independence. Her mental attitude was quite rebellious growing up. She was the kind of kid who would hang out in the kitchen with the black maids to learn cooking. She disliked socializing. They both liked natural surroundings, he said, and they shared a love of nature, which became one of their most important emotional links. He knew that because of her very free spirit, she was considered a rebel and a black sheep by her family for avoiding excelling in education. Unlike her father and brother, she was an artist, Paul said, and was not cut out to be an academic. Linda's daughter, Heather, created another strong bond between them, since he had always liked and wanted children of his own. When McCartney first met Heather, who was nearly 6, he insisted that she and Linda move to London to live with him. After they did, he devoted time to Heather, playing with her, reading her stories, and drawing cartoons with her. He sang her to sleep at bedtime. Biographer Philip Norman notes that Linda had some personality aspects which Paul admired. She seemed less concerned with clothing or her public appearance, preferring to dress casually, even in semi-formal settings. She typically held his arm when they were together, often gazing up at him and seeming to idolize him. Paul's friends said that he began to be less formal, whether shaving less often or just wearing simpler clothes. He could go on the bus down to Apple, said his maid, and no one would recognize him. Linda's relaxed attitude about everyday things began to affect him in other ways. He recalls once feeling guilty because he was exhausted from work and, having trained himself to never appear tired, apologized to her. She simply replied, "It's allowed," which amazed him. I remember thinking, fucking hell, that was a mind blower. I'd never been with anyone who thought like that. It was patently clear that it was allowed to be tired.
Linda McCartney is remembered as an important piece in Sir Paul's life and many of us in the Beatles fandom. And I just want to say, Linda, personally, I just wish you were here, so you could make Paul happy and, fans could have a chance to meet you. Anyways, thank you for listening to this mini biography. Stay sugary sweet, stay safe, pacify the like button, and I will see you next time.